So here we have a trailer for the recently announced Tekken 8, which is the next mainline entry in the Tekken series, popular fighting game franchise. And this was released just before the Tokyo Game Show for this year is set to begin very soon. And I just wanted to go over what my expectations are for this game, as well as what was actually showcased in this trailer. So it says right here, this is rendered in real time, and some content may change in the final product. Just a little disclaimer right there.
俺たちはこの世に存在するべきではない。愚かだな、風間陣。ファイト。
So just judging off of the gameplay right here, it looks like it's much more cinematic than past Tekken games. It looks like they've pulled, I'm not sure if this just this stage or not, but it looks like they've pulled the camera back, which actually I think that was a very wise choice if that's the case. And it looks like you can knock your opponent back and the camera will pull towards, where they were dragged. So that's very interesting. As far as the graphics go, the weather effects are much more profound here than they were in older games, so pretty good so far. So this will be releasing exclusively on the current gen systems, the PS5, the Xbox Series units, and PC. I imagine this is probably going to be released probably sometime next year in 2023, if I had to give it a guess. It would be a bit strange to announce a fighting game 2 years in advance to me. But basically what my expectations are, and I'm judging this based off the last game, as well as Tekken 6. I'm actually not a huge Tekken fan. I do like the games. I like the series. I don't really care about any of the characters. I don't think Tekken has a good story, and I don't think that the series is very strong when it comes to storytelling in the same way that, Mortal Kombat is. Just using that as an example. It's not Injustice, it's not Mortal Kombat, but when it comes to the gameplay, just purely talking about the gameplay, Tekken is one of the most technical video games that you can play, not just in the fighting game genre, but just in general. And that's why I like the games, but I'm not such a big fan to the point where I play the game competitively. I do play a little bit of Tekken Online, but I'm not really hardcore with it. I'd say I'm more of a casual gamer when it comes to this franchise. And so single player content is what matters to me the most when it comes to specifically the Tekken series. The biggest problem with Tekken 7 is that, by the end of its content run, while they had a lot of different characters that you could play as, the single player content itself was not there. Treasure Battle is not going to cut it this time around. Treasure Battle was lazy, and it just seemed like a cop-out. They need to have some actual gameplay modes, a reason for single player gamers, for single player enthusiasts, if you will, in the community to have any reason to be invested in this on an emotional level. because this game is going to have competition. You know, Capcom already announced Street Fighter 6, and that game looks like it's going to have a full-on, you know, free roam single player mode. I'm not saying they need to do what they did with Tekken 6 and have a free roam, like I guess a free roam action adventure type of thing for the single player. They don't need to do all that. In fact, I prefer that fighting games don't do that because they're not typical video games. They're set in a very specific genre aimed at a very specific target audience. So having a free roam, you know, action adventure game like that, kind of stuffed in an overall fighting game package, I don't think that really works. They should go more of a route of what NetherRealm does with their games. You know, NetherRealm, they do the tower system, and they'll have different challenges with the towers. I think that's probably the perfect way to do single player content for a fighting game. That's something more along the lines of what I would like Bandai Namco to do with Tekken 8. If they have a mode like that, that's similar to like a NetherRealm tower system, then I'll be on board with that. That's something that's going to increase my interest. But if they don't have anything like that, and this game ends up more along the lines of what Tekken 7 was as far as the single player content goes, in all honesty, I'm probably just going to end up skipping it if that's the case. Now, only time will tell. I have to wait and see what else they're going to reveal for this game as they release more details on it closer to release. But for now, I'm cautiously interested, very mildly interested. For me, it's going to come down to whether or not this game has any true single player content that doesn't come off as lazy and just rushed. So we'll see which one it is. It's going to go one way or the other.